Something big is happening in men's tennis right now. The rankings have shifted, new stars are breaking through, and the battle for world #1 is tighter than ever. From shocking drops to career-defining rises, today we're counting down the top 30 ATP players as of April 12, 2026, starting from number 30 all the way to the very top. And trust me, by the time we reach number 1, you'll see why this could be one of the most exciting seasons in tennis history. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because if you love tennis, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin the countdown. At number 30, we have Arthur Fils. Still just 21 years old, Fils is holding his place among the elite, even after a slight drop. His potential? Still sky high. Moving up to 29, Tomás Martín Echeverry is quietly climbing. Consistency is becoming his biggest weapon. At 28, Jack Draper slips slightly. Injuries and inconsistency have slowed his momentum, but don't count him out. Number 27 brings us Holger Rune. Once seen as a future top contender, Rune is still searching for that breakthrough season to reclaim dominance. At 26, Arthur Rinderknecht hits a career-high ranking, a massive milestone and a sign of persistence paying off. Coming in at 25, Jakub Mensik, just 20 years old, is one of the brightest young prospects. The future is clearly in good hands. At 24, Cameron Norrie continues to grind his way through the tour, showing resilience despite tough competition. Number 23, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina sees a significant drop. A tough period, but one he'll be eager to bounce back from. At 22, rising steadily, is Lerner Tien. At just 20, he's already knocking on the door of the top 20. Coming in at 21, Luciano Darderi is holding steady, building his presence on the ATP Tour. Breaking into the top 20, at number 20, Francis Tiafoe remains a fan favorite, though he's slipped slightly in form. At 19, Francisco Cerundolo continues to battle hard, maintaining his spot among strong competition. Number 18, Tommy Paul stays consistent, always dangerous on his day. At 17, we have one of the biggest stories, Valentin Vacherot. A new career high boosted by an incredible Monte Carlo semifinal run. This is the kind of breakthrough that changes everything. At 16, Flavio Cobolli continues his steady rise, proving he belongs among the elite. Coming in at 15, Andrei Rublev has slipped slightly. Still dangerous, but searching for consistency. At 14, Karen Khachanov holds firm, maintaining his position with solid performances. Number 13, Gigi Lehechka reaches a career high, a major achievement and a sign of his growing impact. At 12, Casper Ruud continues to struggle to find peak form after a round of 16 exit. Now at 11, Alexander Bublik is surging upward. His unpredictable style is finally delivering consistent results. We've entered the top 10, and this is where things get intense. At number 10, Daniil Medvedev drops slightly after an early exit, still elite, but under pressure. At 9, Lorenzo Musetti takes a heavy hit after a shocking early loss, a big setback in his season. Number 8, Taylor Fritz holds steady, continuing to represent American tennis at the top. At 7, Alex de Minaur slips slightly after losing ground in Monte Carlo. At 6, Ben Shelton continues his explosive rise. Power, confidence, and fearlessness. He's becoming a real threat. At 5, Felix Auger-Aliassime achieves a career-high ranking. This is the consistency fans have been waiting for. Now things get serious. At number 4, the legend, Novak Djokovic. At 38, he's still in the top 5. That alone tells you everything about his greatness. At 3, Alexander Zverev remains the closest challenger to the top 2. But the gap is still massive. And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. At number 2, Carlos Alcaraz now sits just behind the top spot with 13,240 points after reaching the Monte Carlo final. Despite his consistency at the highest level, he has been edged out and now faces intense pressure as the battle for world number one tightens. And finally, at number one, Jannik Sinner has taken the lead with 13,400 points, powered by a huge point surge and an impressive run to the Monte Carlo final. And if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to subscribe, because we bring you the latest rankings, analysis, and tennis stories every single week. So what does all this tell us? The ATP Tour is entering a new era. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are leading a new generation, while legends like Novak Djokovic continue to defy time. And behind them, a wave of hungry young players ready to take over. The real question is, who will finish 2026 as world number one? Let me know your predictions in the comments. I read every single one. And before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the action. Because in tennis right now, history isn't just being watched, it's being written.